Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. That was the wrong slide. There we go. Did not mean to put that one. Let me do that. And let me see. I can see you guys can hear me. Very cool. All right. And that. And that. Okay. Let's see here. I want to see who was first. All right, let me go and see who was first. Happy Mother's Day to the people in another time zone. Therese McDougal, thank you so much for being first. Or should I say, thank you for being here about 40 minutes ago. Greatly appreciate it. Uh, Church Nelly, how are you? Let me see. Great idea, Lydia. Will you provide me with some oxygen too? Really? What are you up to? Okay. Hey, Lydia, Kim, Carolyn, Connie Baumer. Hey, Connie Baumer. Let me see. Manello, Sonia Johnson. Okay. I'm just going to scroll to the very beginning. That's enough of all that Who Shot John. Oh boy, it's raining. Oh, and I'm starting to. You hear that creaking sound? That could be the chair. That could be my body. Something is hurting, but that's okay. I got something for the hurt. Um, can't fly with one wing, right? All right. Mm, there we go. Let me see here. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the very last. Did I just say last? Last chance. Yes, it's our last chance for love. Yes, it's the last chance for romance tonight. Oh, I need you beside me to guide me, to hide me, to hold me, console me, 'cause when I'm bad, I'm so bad. See, certain words trigger me, and when I say last, I always think last dance. I will spare you the high note. Yeah, certain words are like a trigger. Okay. And I have sent people's furry companions fleeing from the room or hiding under the beds. Somebody's got to do it. That's how they get their exercise. All right. So, last chance. Now that song's going to be stuck in your head, right? Um, oh, okay. So as Mother Day approaches, I can't help but think of my own community of motherhood. I instantly think of you, Meg. How incredibly nurturing and warm and open you are. What an incredible friend and mother. I'm truly in awe of you, and I'm so grateful you're part of my community of motherhood. And that is from McGee Zafin. Oh, yeah, I hope that's right. Zafin. Yes, I believe that is her name. I think the J is silent, but how beautiful. So, this just kind of dropped last night or very early this morning for some people. And what a sweet, sweet photo. Now, I won't even venture to guess where that's located, but what a lush green surrounding. Um, Very, very cool. So, community, and as you can see, there is a play on unity of motherhood. So, very, very, very cool. And if you go to the community tab, there is a link there so how you can actually of how you can actually purchase that shirt. But here's the other thing. I actually took the time to put the link at the top of the chat before I started. I hope it's still there. So if you want that T-shirt, you can do it just by going to the link at the very top of the chat. It is available there for you. So, a matter of fact, let me go ahead and open up another screen so I can see what you guys are seeing. Uh, is the link there? Yes, it is. So it says Shop Alliance of Moms, right? So that's the link for the shirts. Now, there is another link that I posted earlier, um, like, should I say an hour ago? Almost an hour ago. Yeah, it was about an hour ago. There's another link somewhere here in the chat. That link is the one that you go to if you just want to make a one time donation. No t shirt necessary. And the reason why I posted that is because some people said the t shirts are kind of pricey. But if you would like to help the cause, I will show you what it looks like very soon. So it continued to say that was just part of the statement, but it also continues to say, you are always the first to say yes and support those you love. You are a fierce advocate for those who are in need. Thank you for joining this year's campaign to support LA's expectant and parenting foster youth, which helps provide critical services, education, resources, and advocacy so they can build a better future for themselves and their families. Please join us this year. Very special campaign. Um, and purchase your t-shirt to support in the link in bio, which of course I put that at the top of the chat. So that is one way that you can help. Don't forget to tag Alliance of Moms so we can shout from the rooftops how amazing you all are for supporting this wonderful community of mothers. Okay, so that is one way to do it. But the other link, which I will try to locate that for you, and post it again. That is just so you can donate as little as $1 if you choose. And by doing so, once again, it helps to reinforce the commitment of the Sussex Squad community for anything and everything Sussex, right? So I would love to hear Russi Sinak. What's his name? Russi Sinak. Sunak. Rishi Sunak. As we have discovered with the coronation, he has a bit of a list. I would love to hear Rishi Sunak say Sussex. That is so bad. That is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and I need to show him proper respect for his positions as the oh man, I need to show him proper respect for his. Let me stop that because I'm gonna end up biting my lip. Anyway, okay, I will find that link for you guys later. I'm scrolling looking for it as I'm sitting here messing with Rishi Sunak, but yeah, I'll find it later. But yeah, so there is a separate link for those who just want to make a one-time donation, or you can have a membership, and I'll find it someday. But yeah, I will make it a point to share it with you later. Okay, so let me move on. But yeah, what a nice surprise to see that photo posted last night. But remember, according to the Derangers, Meghan, I won't even complete that statement, but you know what they always say, even though we know better, and that she's had some very, very amazing people in her life, and it just that's part of the gaslighting is they want people to believe the worst of someone. It's amazing that that's what people do for a living is to believe the worst of someone, and that is all they're there for. There is no oh, thank you so much. There you go. Lydia has posted it right there. Oh, thanks, Lydia. I was still looking someplace, but okay, but there you go. So for the people who want to do a one-time donation, scroll through the comment section and you can find Lydia's post and just click on it, and that is how you can find that one-time donation. You can click on it now, so if you want to have more time to look at it, you can go back and look at it later. Hey, Andrew Bodie, Mercy Aware, Kathy G, Lisa Wood. There you go. All right. So, enough of Rishi Sunak. No wonder Joe Biden was throwing him dust. Okay. And so, anyway, you guys, on a more sobering note, this young man, according to one of the articles I read, this is actually McGee's son who passed away last year suddenly. And so this is actually her first Mother's Day without her son George. So that makes it that much more of a poignant situation for her, is that she has lost a young child, and that is a tragedy for anyone, I'm sure, who has had to deal with that. Even if your child is an adult, it is no less painful. So, um, thank goodness she has a friend like Meghan that's in her corner, and I'm sure other friends and family that are supportive to her. Um, so yeah, that is part of the backstory of the photo, I suppose, is that this is a great opportunity to show your support, not only for the Sussexes, but for her as well. So um, let's see, Kathy with her 9-year-old son, George, who died suddenly last summer. So I suppose George has the same last name. If you would like to make a donation and, dedicate it to more than one person, including um, George, that would also be very welcome. So I haven't made a donation yet, so I haven't had a chance to fill out the comment. I hope that, well, usually they do have some way for you to comment, but I haven't actually delved into the link yet, so I haven't seen that. One of the things that was taking me so long is I was trying to find if there was some other link that did not involve the T-shirt, and I did finally find it, and thank goodness for that. So yes, uh, but yes, McGee definitely needs extra support, extra love, extra outreach at a time like this, being Mother's Day and the first Mother's Day without her son George. So there you go. Um, okay. And right here, this is the Alliance of Moms. Motherhood is a journey, and every mom, no matter your circumstances, needs a community of mothers around her to uplift her, to empower her, and to push her through. We can't do this alone. Yeah, it's always important to know how to ask for help. It's always important to make yourself available for people to love you and reach out to you and to care for you. And even though sometimes we have been hurt and we have been burned in the past, um, and of course, learning to trust again is always very difficult. But when you cultivate those relationships over time, it's much easier to have someone to call upon. Join a global community of mothers in showing up for young moms in foster care. With your purchase of a tea, you support the powerful work of Alliance of Moms to provide critical services, education, resources, and advocacy so that young parents in foster care and their children can heal and thrive. How important is that? I love that. That is very, very touching. And of course, here's another image of those lovely t shirts. Unity come unity of motherhood. So there's community, and they are stressing unity of motherhood. Okay. And then right there, join the Alliance of Moms. So this is the regular donation form. So right there, you could either do a monthly thing, You could do a one-time donation. You can see right there where it says other. So you can do those monthly rates, or you can do a much smaller portion. And you can also, I don't know how the form works exactly. I didn't have a chance to go deep into it, but this is just an idea of what it looks like. So wanted to share that with you so you would know what's on the other end of that link, or at least have a small image of what's on the other end of the link. Oh, you noticed the nails, huh? Let's take a look at that. Yes, yes. Oh man, yeah, those are definitely some nails, right? Okay, yes. All right, so with that, let me see if you have any comments. I don't see anything directly. Okay. Following the page, thanking the show, and Danish Royal Family and Sweet Royal Family address. Okay. Let me see. Only people who don't like Meghan or have an agenda speak ill of her. People who have met her and know her always, she's a kind. Always say she's a kind person. Hate is profitable. Yeah, it is. It brings people together for some odd reason, and it is very profitable. Okay. Let me see. Risky, like Kate wanted that posh accent and couldn't 100% do it. So we are stoked. What is that? Stoked with whatever that sounds like. That sound is. We are stuck with whatever that sound is. With Kate, we still waiting for her to say a sentence that makes sense. Thank you so much, Fatima, and happy Saturday to you. Okay, so let's continue then. And here, one of the squatties put a collage together of some of those favorite scenes of Meghan wearing a t-shirt. And you remember, I won't stand for racism. She was part of a much larger video wearing that shirt, and then she had that her own little vignette she made. And of course, there was the one with those kids that were into mental health and stuff in the very center photo, and one with Dayani Mandana. Yes, that the one that used to run the Archwell while the Sussexes were on their leave of absence, or well, you know what I mean. And of course, the one where she's looking over Harry's shoulder. That is while she was pregnant with little bit. It says "Raising the Future." Was that before that or after birth? I think it was before the birth. So there you go. And then right here, volunteers need to build. Shouldn't it be needed? Volunteers needed to build. No, volunteer need to build playground. That seems weird now that I'm looking at it. That's a screenshot, by the way. Volunteers are needed. Volunteers needed. It seems like a grammatical error. Okay, Uvalde Dual Language Academy is getting a new playground on May the 13th. The culmination of decades of effort by Coach Norma Sandoval, aided by a chance encounter with Meghan Markle. Did you guys see the video I made late last night? A conversation the coach had with a staff member of Markle's sparked an initiative that led to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of playground improvements at two local parks, and volunteers are being sought to help with another build at Uvalde something UDLA on May 13th, which is what, today, right? Okay, Sandoval said she was asked to show Meghan and her staff, who came to Uvalde in the aftermath of the Robb school shooting, around while volunteering at Willie De Leon. I wonder if that has something to do with Beyonce's family. Remember the House of De Leon? The Willie DeLeon Civic Center. Sandoval was headed to close her class at the school, but she felt called by God to change her mind and instead go to the Civic Center on May 26th. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? I mean, that just takes on a whole spiritual thing there. Andrew Bodie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Sheila Watson, you did see it. Thank you so much. And Rick, thank you so much for the super sticker. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and run it for the benefit of those who may not have seen it, and we could all watch it together if that's okay with everyone. Hello, Anastasia Isabella. Okay, let's do it then, shall we?
Volunteers Need to Build Playground at UDLA Uvalde Dual Language Academy is getting a new playground on May 13th, the culmination of decades of effort by Coach Norma Sandoval, aided by a chance encounter with Meghan Markle. A conversation the coach had with a staff member of Markle's sparked an initiative that led to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of playground improvements at 2 local parks, and volunteers are being sought to help with another build at UDLA on May 13th. Sandoval said she was asked to show Markle and her staff, who came to Uvalde in the aftermath of the Robb school shooting, around while volunteering at the Willie DeLeon Civic Center. Sandoval was headed to close her classroom at the school, but said she felt called by God to change her mind and instead go to the Civic Center on May 26th. Sandoval said, months after the visit, she told Jen DeMelo, a representative from Kaboom, who helped coordinate the DeLeon Park, build how she was so desperate for playgrounds for Uvalde. She asked Meghan Markle and her staff about it, and a stunned DeMelo told her, "Wow, you may be the reason why we're in Uvalde." It was an act of courage because it took a courageous act for me to talk to her and ask her about playgrounds, and the fact that it didn't go on deaf ears, that she saw my passion and she saw my plea is amazing, Sandoval said. It is a God thing, and I am a believer. When I went to the Civic Center that morning, I asked God to use me in a big way. I never knew it would be for this, Sandoval said. She said she was impressed by how much compassion Markle showed to community members after the tragedy. She won me over that day, her gentleness, her empathy, everything. Just seeing her make eye contact, getting on her knees, crying. It was just such a great experience for me to see, being that I didn't really know her, Sandoval said. While Sandoval didn't know it at the time, her remarks to Markle's staff led to new playgrounds at DeLeon Park, Esperanza Park, and soon at her school, the fulfillment of an over 2-decade dream. While giving them a tour of the facility and interacting with teachers spread out across the center, she began chatting with an assistant to Markle as they walked around. The conversation turned to children, and Sandoval remarked she had always hoped to see more play spaces for children in the community. I said, "You know what? You've got to shoot your shot." So I said, "Listen, I've been teaching PE for over 20 years. And in my 20 years, I've known that we in Uvalde, in my school for sure, do not have the playground that kids need," Sandoval said. That playground is probably as old as the school, and it's an old school. She spoke of the general lack of park equipment across Uvalde, and how she loved to see children playing, which she thinks is not only good physical activity, but can lift a child's spirits. When a kid is in a playground, they're not worried about if mom and dad fought last night or they're going to fight tonight. Maybe they don't know whether they're going to get a warm meal at home. But all the things a child worries about, they don't worry about while they are in a playground. Though she desperately wanted a new playground for her school, Sandoval said that decades of attempting to raise money, selling field day t-shirts and hosting various other fundraisers failed to raise enough to make it happen. She said playgrounds are expensive, and classes would want to go on field trips or have other needs the money wound up going towards. Though Markle's staff told her to reach out to Kaboom, a nonprofit that works to end inequality in play spaces, she said life got in the way. She coached hundreds of children in physical education once the school year started, and though she was short one staff member, she made it work. Sandoval continued to try to find a way to make a playground happen, speaking with an official from the San Antonio Food Bank while volunteering in a local food drive, which led her to apply for a grant from the San Antonio Spurs Give Foundation. Though she made it to the second round, she did not obtain the $100,000 grant. But Markle and her staff didn't forget Sandoval's words about Uvalde children needing playgrounds, and they reached out to Kaboom, and together with the Archwell Foundation, their nonprofit named for Meghan and Prince Harry's son, and various other volunteers working with the city of Uvalde, they built a new playground last year at De Leon Park near Rob's school. Sandoval saw the news on social media and was overjoyed. She said Sherry Rutledge and Lucy Capt reached out to her, knowing she was passionate about playgrounds, and put her in contact with Kaboom staff, and now her dream of a new playground at her school is coming true in a few days. Sandoval said they are still seeking volunteers to help build the playground. Anyone interested in helping may register at udlabuildeventbrite.com. The City of Uvalde, the Archwell Foundation, and Kaboom worked together October 13th through 15th, 2022 to transform De Leon Park, the first in a series of projects. Next on the roster was Esperanza Park, redone April 18th through 20th, and the upcoming UDLA build next weekend. The CarMax Foundation funded the playground at Esperanza Park. The Community Foundation Uvalde Forever Fund, Bank of America, San Antonio Spurs, and the San Antonio Area Foundation contributed funding for the UDLA build set Saturday. And there are more to come, according to Kaboom organizers. Throughout the history of our organization, our work has been rooted in the healing power of play. When we first came to Uvalde, we wanted to support in any way that the community needed and build amazing play spaces where new memories could be created. Since our first playground build at De Leon Park, we've been able to foster a relationship with the city of Uvalde, grounded in support and love, and identify the need for additional play spaces throughout the city that will help accelerate our work through our 25 in 5 initiative to end play space inequity, said Lisa Ratliff, CEO of Kaboom. Our mission is about making sure that every kid has a wonderful place to play, and our work in Uvalde is just getting started. We want to build playgrounds throughout the entire city so that every kid in Uvalde has a beautiful place like De Leon Park, Esperanza Park, and the newest play space at Uvalde Dual Language Academy to play, learn, and just be happy and healthy kids.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, Maya and Luna, thank you so much for the new membership. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. How much did we raise? I don't know. I think I saw 72,000 was the last time I saw it. So, of course, it is going to pick up pace again the closer we get to Lily Diana's birthday. So, if you haven't made a contribution yet, do not despair. Don't fret none. You'll have a chance to do that by, what is it, the 4th of June? Is that Lily's birthday? Is it the 4th? And we found out on the 8th that she and mother and father were home safe. We were all watching Tina and Michelle. I'll never forget that. We were all watching Tina and Michelle. Oh, man, what a morning that was. What a glorious morning. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys. Again, that is Kaboom, and they are building parks. They want to create safe play spaces for children where they can just be children. Thank you so much. 4,000. Outstanding. All right. And okay, you guys, on a whole nother note, um, I'm not saying we're going to have to do it all over again, but there is another coronation, I believe. I believe Charles is going to be presented with the crown of Scotland. Yes, you heard me. The crown of Scotland. There is a collection of royal regalia in Scotland, one that definitely is, shall we say, more modest than what they have down at the Tower of London, but there is a collection of crown jewels. And yes, at one time there was monarchs in Scotland that had nothing to do with the British monarchs, but over time they became one and then united as the United Kingdom. So there you go. There will be another coronation. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. I do imagine that he might find himself in a spot of bother north of Hadrian's Wall, but we'll see what happens. I don't think things are going to go as smoothly as they have gone in the South. As a matter of fact, if it is any type of occasion, it is yet another opportunity for the Republic movement to actually have the last word, but we'll see. Okay. And then right here, I don't know if I showed this to you guys yesterday. This is one of those AI generated photos. If Charles was not an accident of birth that he is in the position that he's in, with that very unfortunate puffy hands and droopy face and childbearing hips, this is probably where he would be right now. Just another hobo sifting through the garbage looking for something to eat and perhaps a little change so that he can buy an alcoholic beverage to comfort him at night. Oh yeah. Are you living for the boots? Are you living for the boots? Yes, those boots gave me my life. Yes, he would be just another hobo, a vagabond, a boxcar Willie. Bet you that's one you haven't heard in a while, Boxcar Willie. And then, of course, I don't think I've shared this, but it's hard to tell what is real and what is not. But I do believe that these are real dogs dressed in bearskin hats to celebrate the coronation. And they are absolutely adorable. Either that or it could have been a gathering of the Parker Bowles family in time for the festivities for the coronation. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but I wonder if they were in chorus for the. You remember that video? I wonder if they were all singing in chorus for that video. Oh man. And right here, so woman 81 in coma after being hit by Duchess of Edinburgh's police escort. The family of the woman says they are shocked and sickened by her injuries as Buckingham Palace issues a statement on behalf of Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, who is married to the king's brother, Prince Edward. How about an apology? How about going to visit or something? That probably won't happen. And this reminds me. Do you guys remember when Ronald Reagan was traveling with Queen Elizabeth? He was showing Queen Elizabeth around his California ranch, and there was a motorcade going through the mountains or through the hillside or whatever. and there was a driver whose car collided with the Secret Service. Now, I have been skeptical about that story for years, and I haven't read it recently. I'm just going by memory. You guys can look it up if you want to. I don't recall if there was a Secret Service agent injured or killed, but I do recall that there was a civilian that was killed. Now, the story is his car was on a road which they thought was closed or they didn't realize or something. But anyway, the car suddenly appeared and collided with a Secret Service vehicle. I believe that that was not an accident. I believe that they probably panicked when they saw the car and decided stop that person. But I can't prove it. Everything that I'm saying is alleged, but I do recall that happened. And mind you, that was what, some, gosh, I hate to say it, almost, gosh, is it almost 50 years? That was in the 80s. So, yeah, but that was a long time ago, but I still recall that. And I believe that they probably did that deliberately, allegedly, just to neutralize the threat. And that poor person, who knows who, what, or whatever that person would have become. But let me see. Baron, do you think Sophie is a cover for another royal family member? Now, I've heard that uh, mentioned in spaces here and there, and it's kind of hard to say. It is very hard to say because she is expendable as far as the royal family is concerned. She doesn't really have a prominent position, no matter what they say. So, um, if there is something else to the story, because I heard that there was an issue with the timeline and that the car probably should not have been where it was. But to be fair, while you're out, if there's some type of shop that you want to go to or something, then of course there's a possibility that maybe they just detoured. Maybe they were trying to avoid traffic, or, even with that, not likely. Maybe there was a potential threat against the Duchess of Edinburgh. It's kind of hard to say, but I guess anything is possible. Anything is possible. And the same way that I'm saying that I was skeptical about that car accident involving the Secret Service and this civilian in this ranch rural area where um, President, um, oh gosh, Reagan lived, and he wanted to show the Queen around. I guess anything is possible. So, yeah, I'm going to say that the possibilities are endless as to how this actually happened, because the police are pretty, how do I put it? They're pretty skilled. One of the things that I have always complimented the Met Police for is the fact that they are very good at crowd control. They are very adept at situations which requires them to navigate the city and to do crowd control. So something like that, it does seem rather odd that that would happen, unless, like with Ronald Reagan, unless they thought there was some perceived threat or something like that. So I can't really commit to the idea that this may be something else. I really don't know, but I will leave the door open for the possibility that it may have been more to it than we assume. So, yep. Well, Andrew, we have to ask these questions because there's a lot at stake, and mostly we only want to make sure that none of this ever visits upon our beloved Sussexes. Yeah, Sophie's motorcycle escort cop smash into A whatever you guys said that was, woman in her 80s is fighting for her life after being hit by Royal Motorcade outside as she crossed London Road. Duchess of Edinburgh is praying for the injured lady. Police escort collide. Yeah. Wow. It's very strange. It is very strange. And of course, as people have been saying, why would Sophie have a police escort in the first place? A minor royal like Sophie, why would she have a police escort? That by itself is rather strange. I could see if actually I don't see it. Why did she have a police escort? Now, these other photos you see, this is not from the incident. Those other two photos was just to remind people how she likes to nag the help, if you will. Um, but yeah, and then this was me just being plain shady, just for the shade of it. But let me go back to today's slide. But yeah, so that is rather strange. It's hard to say exactly what is at play, what could have possibly have happened to cause that. Like I said, I do believe the Met Police are very adept. I mean, when was the last time we've actually heard of an incident where someone was injured because of a royal protection motorcade? I don't recall that happening. I don't recall that happening. And at 81 years old, if this woman is, a native to London, obviously she's um, used to the idea of it. So how could that have happened? The only other thing I'll say is that the streets may have been, it may have been raining, and I tell you, as I get older, when I drive, I pity the fool. I'm just like Mr. T. I pity the fool. I pity the fool that walks in front of my car. I really do. I pity the fool because I'm over 50 and I just don't see as well as I used to. So I pity the fool that walks in front of my car. And Fu said, did you notice the balcony episode? It was taken over by non-working queen consorts, two sisters. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to say, and again, I to be fair, that was the press that said the non-working royal thing. That was taken by the press and used as a weapon against the Sussexes, but it didn't mean absolute um, no one else would be on the balcony. I would say that in actuality, it probably was about the royals involved in the procession. It wouldn't make sense to have a photo of the pages and of the sisters as ladies in waiting. It wouldn't make sense to have them in photos but not have had them on the balcony. So I think that when that story was going around, it was all about let's see how we can make this as painful to the Sussexes as possible. Let's see how we can use this as a weapon against the Sussexes. But I don't suppose that they actually meant that there was going to be absolutely no one else out there. I just really tuned it out because it was either Harry is there or he's not there. Either Harry and Meghan is on the balcony or they're not. I was glad that I didn't want them on the balcony. Just so we're clear. I did not want them on that balcony. Harry's been on the balcony before and doesn't care. Meghan's been on the balcony before and doesn't care. It was all part of they need that balcony as part of their brand. They need to be seen as part of their brand. They still need the royal family as part of their brand. They don't know how celebrity works in the US. We still don't know what Paris Hilton was famous for except for the name Hilton. But at least we do know that the Sussexes, like for instance, Invictus. And of course, Meghan, with all of the philanthropy that she's done. And of course, Meghan was a working actress, which by itself, being on a television show for 7 years, that is a feat. I'm just going to tell you, there are actors that are bussing tables right now. There are actors that are putting shingles on a roof that will never appear on television or may have some little walk on. And Meghan was on television for 7 years consistently in a television show. That is an accomplishment any day of the week, no matter what anybody says. So that alone, if Meghan did nothing else, but for her being on television and being an inspiration to millions of women who have tuned in to the Suits and all of the people that she inspired through her social media, through the TIG, that is nothing short of impressive. There are people that will want that life and they will live and die and never get that close to having such a large following. So the Sussexes are just incredibly impressive people. Harry, more so because of his rejection of the trappings of royalty, and Meghan because of the way she has emerged from obscurity as this international figure even before she met Harry. So the two of them, they are just a power couple, and it's everything that the rest of that family just doesn't have and may never be. Thank you so much, Ann Fu. Uh, yes, it's been a while, hasn't it? I don't even I don't know if I even have it anymore, but let me try. Let me try. Wait. Philip? Philip? I thought Philip? Oh man. But yeah, there you go. Oh, let me see here. Oh, really? Okay. Oh my. All right. Of course, by now I didn't forgot what that was about. Oh man. At this point, I forgot what it was about, but okay. Okay, let me see here. I'll take a look at a couple more of your comments. The only clip I watched from the coronation is when Prince William is saying something to his dad, which sounds awful, and I am still convinced he pretended to kiss just threat. What's that threatening in his? Philip, Philip, 1992 is a year that I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was a horrible anus. Oh, you like my Philip? 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 Let me see. If these are the TMZ photos, Baron will not use them. Actually, I don't know what they are. Which photos? I don't know. I don't know what it. I don't know which photos y'all talking about. But yeah, I don't deliberately use any of the other stuff. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but I do my best to not use them. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong stack. There we go. Let's go here. So exclusive. How Kate and William are now. Listen close, you guys. This is trigger warning time. Trigger warning. I know that y'all probably saw Kitty earlier today. Exclusive. How Kate and William are rebranding the royal family in new era of social media and TikTok, and they might have been inspired. Let me have a drink of water. They might have been inspired by Meghan and Harry. An expert claims that William and Kate have adopted Meghan and Harry's style. Nick Ead, is that his name? Ead. Views follow. Let me see. Views follow the. What is that? Views follow the release. Oh, his point of view. Okay, so his views follow the release of behind the scene coronation footage. The film shares a rare glimpse into the life of Prince and Princess of Wales. Okay, so there you have it. Hello, VS Speaks Royally. Let me see here. VS says uh, they are cosplaying everything about Harry and Meghan except for a loving relationship. Hi, everyone. And you're making it rain, 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 rain on me. And you're making it rain, 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 rain. It is raining today, VS, and my allergies. Oh, my allergies are all flaring up right now. But yes, you are making it rain, 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 rain on me. So, yes, we did see that Hoghead Pierce Morgan interview on the BBC. Was it today? I thought it was a few days ago. If it's the same one that you're speaking of, we did see it. Okay, so anyway, the Prince and Princess of Wales are rebranding the royal family in a new era of social media and TikTok. An expert has claimed the brand and culture expert Nick Ead believes that William and Kate have adopted the media style of Harry and Meghan in new behind the scene coronation footage. The film released today shows a rare glimpse into the couple's life amidst historic crowning of King Charles and Queen Camilla consort last weekend. So there he is. That is brand and culture expert Nick Ead. And okay, so we do know one thing for sure. The reason why they were late was because of this. And yes, after all that fuss about Harry and Meghan and their Netflix camera crew, like every time they go to the bathroom, Netflix follows them. Every time they take Archie to school, Netflix is there. Every time they take out the trash, Netflix is there. Got a trip to the gynae? Come on, Netflix. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on. We don't really believe that. Now, Harry and Meghan have documented some parts and some aspects of their life in Montecito. But to be fair, let me be exceptionally fair to the Sussexes, they do not have a royal rota. And some of the things that they have done that have been so monumental in terms of their branding and in terms of their future productions needs to be recorded, and especially a quality recording, and much in the same as they have done with the royal family for decades now. So I don't understand how they get the nerves to try to make like there's something improper about that. There's a lot of people that have photographers. They need that as part of their outreach. They have cinematic crews, whatever it takes. So I just don't buy this idea that there's something nefarious about it if it's got to do with the Sussexes, but if it's the Cambridges, everybody should know what they're doing in the first place. Nobody cares what they're doing in the first, second, third, or fifth place. Nobody cares. VS says it's disgusting that Meghan more so caught hell for their social media style, but now they copy it and is oh so new. Yeah, yeah. And this is why they were late for the coronation. That is why they were leaving Charles sitting up there spitting bullets, is because they were busy doing take and double take and retake for their video. And of course, that is more likely. That is more likely because they probably asked Kate a question. Now, to be fair, once again, to be fair, Royal Sussex has reached out to Kensington Palace for comment.
Obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, on to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
You do what, girl? What do you do? What do you do? What? What do you do? What do you do? We're still waiting to figure out what you do. Oy vey. Anyway, so that is why Charles was so angry, is because they were so busy trying to rebrand the royal household. I don't blame them. I don't blame them because it is going to be a long and hard fall for this family during the period that Charles and Camilla are sitting on the throne. That is going to be a tough one for the Cambridges, and it is theirs to inherit. So, I'm not trying to help them out by saying this, but they better do something because by the time Charles makes his transition, there may not be much. There may not be much of a royal family to save or to work with. So yeah, they better do something. So I don't blame them because they are truly taking a hit with everything. What do they call them? Gladys and whatever the nicknames of Charles and Camilla. Yeah, they are definitely taking a hit right now. So this is also part of that rebranding. You can see William surrounded by reach out and touch somebody black and make sure all the cameras see that. Reach out and touch somebody black and make sure all the cameras see that. Yes, there is Martin Luther Cambridge. That old Martin Luther Cambridge, he sure loved black folks. He loves them black folks. He loves them black folks. Yes, there he is, surrounded by black folks, just the way he likes it. The only thing he loves more is sleeping rough. But yeah, so there he is with black people because that is part of their brand. Anfu says, I can't see Egghead and Copycat following in the footsteps of Harry and Meghan since they lack speaking skills and not too pleasant to look at. Looking at Bully and Copycat mumbles, what is that? Something technology material? Ain't technology material. Thank you so much, Anfu. I agree. The thing is, it encourages engagement. I thought for sure that they were trying to erase the Sussex's profile and memory with the British people, but I think it's more than just the erasing people's memory or trying to confuse the memories. I think that it is also a matter of them literally. Oh, Fred and Gladys, thank you so much. I think they're literally just trying to copy them because of the way people have responded to them. They want some of that stardust, they want that glamour. And I have to tell you guys, when William gave that speech where he totally snubbed Camilla, he looked very, how do I put it, very well put together. That suit that he had on was impeccable. Everything was just absolutely flawless, except for the fact he was doing it. But I could tell that there was something different that night. That's what I'm trying to say. I could tell because, guys, nobody in that family wears a suit like Harry. Nobody. But William definitely put in an extra effort that night to try to look as, shall we say, appealing, as glamorous, as well put together as possible. I could see the difference, and I did mention it if you guys recall. I said, "Wow, William's suit looks very stunning." That's because they have been trying their darndest to replicate everything about the Sussexes. And you know, one thing that Harry always seems to do so well is he's been dressing ever since Meghan. Harry has been totally GQ. Let me see. I saw them. TMZ seems to be stalking the area. It was not public even. What was not public? I still don't know what that is. What photos are you guys talking about? I'm just curious. Well, I don't know. But anyway, I'll let you guys sort that out. Okay. What's that? Kenitha Ash says, just saw a picture of Harry and Meghan in Santa Barbara on Friday night. Really? Oh, okay. Let me see. The Poise channel, it comes off as cringe, and they hire a black man to do the videography. So the derangers are using it against Meghan, saying Meghan doesn't have any black on her team, but Will and Kate do. Yeah, well, Will and Kate has to go out of their way to ensure certain things, don't they? Um, and believe me, for them that is new. There's a new TMZ photo that came from Friday night dinner. Really, I didn't see it. Did I have it? Because I didn't see it. But anyway, yeah, you know, it's like this. If if it's something that if it's a photo from a place where there is an assumption of privacy, right? Or if it looks like someone has been ambushed, I just I avoid those. That's the thing. I do avoid those because they're so jarring to me, you know? And the worst, the one that really made my stomach ache was the day that Meghan was walking Archie, I guess, into the school or whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's someone snapping photos of them. And oh my God, I hated that, you know, and especially when it involves the children. That's another no no. And again, it's just a matter of the assumption of privacy in certain places. So if you're at a restaurant, then obviously, you know, there's a good chance you may be papped or snapped or something like that. And then, too, some of those photos are not actually coming from paparazzi. They're just someone in the vicinity with a cell phone. We are all reporters these days. It's just someone with a cell phone. So, yeah, but for the most part, I avoid them. But there have been occasions where, you know, it's just a judgment call. So, but yeah, I haven't seen it. Yeah, and I haven't heard anything about it. Okay, and Megan are thinkers and do not do things just to do it. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much, Lydia, for the super chat. So, and hey, let me say this too. I'm not as pious as people may think I am. Sometimes when I see certain photos, it's like, oh, I'm so glad that she's out doing like the hiking photos. I didn't like them because they just made me uncomfortable to look at. But I was glad to see her out and about and living her best life. I do take pleasure in knowing that they're okay. But then when I see someone look into a camera and it seems like they are uncomfortable, you know, that they look like they're being stalked like prey, then it takes on a whole another, um, you know, feeling for me. So, um, yeah, that I think that's the difference. But when we're in public spaces, there's always the possibility that we are going to be photographed, and so I think legally, what do they say? There is an assumption of privacy in certain places, like a public restroom. There are certain places where there is the assumption of privacy, and that should be respected. So, uh, huh. Oh, I see. I see. Well, yeah. Okay. I see them now. Huh. You know what? They're not the worst. I'm not going to use them. They just look a little, well, but they're not the worst. I mean, it's not the worst. Harry doesn't look stressed. So I'm going to say not a big deal. But yeah, it's not the worst. But yeah, I had no idea. I hadn't seen anything. But anyway, I'm glad that we can all discuss these things like adults. And especially, none of us are making it personal or anything. So that is the goal in this space, is that we can have certain discussions. However, this is a fiercely Sussex friendly space. And with that being said, if there's someone new to the space, unless you want to feel as low as a well digger's behind, we roll with the Sussexes here. So just saying, just saying. Um, Martin Luther, Cambridge, and Harriet Tubman lack passion. They lack originality and creativity. The people they surround themselves with are mediocre as well. Yeah, um, they're not the best or the brightest. That's for sure. The people they surround themselves with, they are sycophants, and in a lot of cases, they just okay. Shelly L says, so are we saying that Will and Kate are the equivalent of a seasonless rancid egg salad with a pickle on because nobody because nobody wants that crap? I think that is right. It's like the quiche that someone brings to dinner or to a party, and hours into the party, there may be one slice taken out of it. Yes, exactly. And that person probably thought it was something else. So, yes, but thank you so much, Shelly L. Most times I won't touch a quiche unless I'm a little irregular and I just want something to help me with the BMs or something, because, they usually have spinach. But yeah, aside from that, I have no use for it. Let me see here. Let me see. The picture that really pissed me off was the one by the teacher at the 4th of July parade. Yeah, yeah, that one. And how about the one when Meghan was at a birthday party or something like that? I'm talking about in someone's house. And yeah, oh God, those do bother me. But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just a little too, yeah. And of course, let me say this much too: the Sussexes are not living in a gated community and just hiding in their homes. Yes, they do live in an exclusive gated area, but they go out and do stuff just like other people. And I'm glad that they feel secure enough to do that stuff. I'm glad that they, you know, that they go out and about. So let me see. Yeah, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but I probably wouldn't have used it. That is true. Yeah, especially just like posting something for the sake of posting it. Yeah. Welcome to Elena. I'm sorry. Yeah, welcome to Elena Musk, the new CEO of Twitter. So, as you know, Elon Musk has hired a female CEO. Now, some people seem to think that the woman that he hired may actually be Elon Musk in disguise. Recollections may vary. But yes, so Elena Musk, the new CEO of Twitter, even her name is somewhat familiar, right? Oh man, I'm telling you guys, this age of AI, this age of AI in which the run of the mill, any Joe on the street can bend reality is something I don't know if we're ready for it. I don't know if we're ready. But yes, you guys, I submit to you Elena Musk. The thing is, I did the facial app thing myself, and oh, you know what? I think I just took myself out of the stream, didn't I? Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm changing my avatar. That's not like one of my giant. But yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's move on then. And then right here, you guys, I showed you a photo yesterday on the left, but I didn't show you the one on the right. There is the Obamas proudly walking at their daughter's graduation. And look at there. They're holding hands. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? They are holding hands because their baby just graduated. Very cool. And take a look at that one. There you go. Or is this the? No, that's the one I showed yesterday. I don't think I showed these two. I showed you guys this one. There you go. Congrats to Sasha Obama, who graduated from University of Southern California yesterday. Very cool. And then the 2023 commencement orator, Howard University, they invited Joe Biden. Yes, Joseph Robinette Biden gave a commencement speech. And that was the thing I saved yesterday. This is actually from today. And there he is. He's putting on the robes and everything like that. And then, of course, the crowd was just elated. There he is, the President of the United States, invited to Howard University. And then take a look there. Not everybody seemed to be as excited. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to translate that photo for you. Huh. So, yeah, not everybody is excited about having Joe Biden, but I think most of the crowd was happy, but just not everybody. Huh. And, we don't know what the context of that, we don't know what that context is, but maybe she just don't like him. But yeah, so there he is. And Dr. Shola says the poison of white supremacy and this evil of the ideology of whiteness, brilliantly laid out by United States President Biden, finally a white leader of today who speaks truth and not afraid to do so. Bravo. And there you can see the New York Times says President Biden called white supremacy the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland during his commencement address at Howard University on Saturday. So that is something that he said in his inaugural address, and it is still true today. And also there was the occasional words from, say, the FBI that have said likewise that is the biggest threat to our national security is white supremacy. Now, they did have trouble with that in Germany, of all places, where there are some people in law enforcement who have been indoctrinated with the ideals of white supremacy. And the same thing has happened here in the United States, where there are some people in the military as well as in the law enforcement across the country that are white supremacists. So that is very disturbing, because if there's one thing that we all expect here in the United States, that is equal protection under the law. But your civil rights may be violated if you are dealing with a law enforcement person that happens to be a white supremacist. And that is something that happens so often. So thank you, Joe Biden, for calling it out. And yeah, and I hope he continues to speak truth to power, and of course, speak truth about the white supremacists. And then, of course, a promise made is a promise kept. There is another photo. I love this one right here with Ketanji Brown Jackson. Is that right? Yeah, the Supreme Court justice that he promised. As a matter of fact, I don't think he was ready to make the promise, but they kind of was like, yes or no. And he said, yes, yes, yes. So I think he wanted to wait a little later for the announcement, but someone in the Congressional Black Caucus was like, put your money where your mouth is. And so he did. And there you go. And you know what, you guys? And there I go. I am done for today. So if you guys want to stick around and chat a little bit longer, I will be here for it. Otherwise, I was up very late last night posting a bunch of videos. I'm sure you saw some of them. One after the other, I posted them. But yeah, I mean, it's like I went through all the, oh, I know what I got for you guys. Now, some people may like this, some people may not, but I'm just going to show you anyway. It was someone on the what is it, TikTok. Here you go. So the original video was actually much faster, but I could not use the copyrighted music, so I had to layer it with some different music. But yeah, I guess they were doing the tango. I guess they're doing the tango. But yeah. You see how their legs are interlocking? I believe that that is the tango. But yeah, someone posted that on TikTok, and I had to slow down the movement, which still looks the same. It doesn't look that much slower, but because the music was faster than the music I had available. So there you go. The question is, what does the Sussexes think about it? But yeah, so there you go. know how they I don't know how they I don't know what that is. I don't know what kind of app or program it is, but it seems to the outfit changes and stuff like that. And what's funny about this outfit, that looks very much like Queen Letizia of Spain. That looks like something she would wear. Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, so that was the other thing I had to show you. And with that, you guys, now I'm done. So is there any last comments or anything like that? Happy Mother's Day, one and all, that's for sure. Tomorrow is Mother's Day for some, and already Mother's Day for others, especially for some of you expats living abroad that are from the US. Happy Mother's Day to you. And even if you don't celebrate it abroad, happy Mother's Day to you. It's a day to reflect on that very special bond between mother and child, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Baron, how creative. I really hope someone in their camp watches you. Well, I mean, Deidre, I didn't actually do the video. I just slowed it down and added some music. So I don't want to take credit for it. Someone did that on the TikTok. But yeah, I had to slow it down because it was going so fast and I didn't have any music that would rise to it. So I believe the other song may have been a copyright, but I was glad to share it with you, that's for sure. Okay. Oh, you like the dress changing? Here, I can turn the sound down and just let it run in the background. There we go. But I have to say that that it is like it is very shall I say the beginning almost seems like 3D. It almost seems like a 3D image in the beginning. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that. So, all right. Well, thanks for finding that for me. All right, you guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Stick around if you have any thing you want to add. But essentially, we are done for today. Dan Wooten and Thomas Markle Jr. believe that Barron is Meghan in disguise. Yes, that's true. They thought that Royal Sussex was a product of the Montecito miracle. That was funny. The portrait of Harry in the background on the wall. Yeah, the portrait kind of comes alive. That was kind of weird, but interesting. It reminds me of that video of the band Aha. Remember, take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. That's what it reminds me of, is that video from the song Take On Me by Aha. I love that video. I still say, out of all the music videos, Aha's Take On Me or whatever, I think that was the most ingenious video I had ever seen. That one by far was super, super clever. Do you guys remember that video? I love that video. Yes, I just saw that one right there. Yep, I saw it. Yeah, and I'm like the last person to see it. I didn't even know that it existed until it was mentioned. Let's see. I heard that Kate was booed. Yeah, they said, and I looked and I looked and I looked, trying to find some footage of that, and I could not find anything. Or I would have loved to have shared it, but I did not see it. Yep, I tried to find it, but nope, I didn't see Mumbo getting booed. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. You know what? When I made the thumbnail, it was because I thought for sure I would find it and I didn't. But yes, she was booed. I better take that off the thumbnail. But yes, I looked for it and I could not find it. I did. I tried to find it and I could not find it. I thought, wait. Nope, that's in Boston. Boston. Let me see. Yeah, I could not find it. That's why I had it on the thumbnail because I was like, ooh, she got booed, and then I couldn't find it. So, yeah, sorry about that. I will definitely take that back off of there. As a matter of fact, why don't I do that now? I will get rid of that right now. Okay, done. Done. Yes, and then if I can find it, I will definitely share it tomorrow. But yes, I could not find it. I looked and I looked and I looked, and nobody has it. But they said that when that was seen, that she was roundly booed by the audience. So if you guys can find it, please let me know. And especially with a Liverpool crowd, you know they wasn't having it. Huh. Let me see here. Nope, I cannot find it. I'm still looking for it and I don't see it. Only at the NBA game. But Liverpool, you know it happened. You know that it happened. That's why I was so certain that I would find it. But I don't see it. Oh, wait. Kate Middleton Eurovision cameo just got booed in Liverpool. See, they're saying it, but they're not. Oh, I see it. Oh no, wait. No, that's a GIF. That's a GIF. Nope. I don't see it. Well, I'll try to find it for tomorrow if it exists. You know, I will find it. Okay. And with that, you guys, let me see. That shows how petty those people are. They fail to get the rest of the world is watching. Yeah, very true. Let me see. I think they surprised people to avoid her being booed. Oh, Fatima, that is a great point. Yeah, and she wasn't actually there. She was in the red parlor or drawing room of Windsor Castle. And that's another thing, you guys, is that by her sitting in that room with all that opulence at that huge piano, that is actually something that I think the TikTok community that they're trying to appeal to, I believe that that kind of clashes with the TikTok community that they're trying to clash with, is that conspicuous wealth is something that they will be kind of turned off about. I mean, she's not Mariah Carey. She's not that stature where you would celebrate the conspicuous wealth. Instead, someone in her position ought to try to downplay it. So I was very shocked that they thought that that was a good idea. I mean, do you guys remember the Queen sitting in front of a gold piano? That wasn't a bright idea either, but um, they went there. Yeah, don't mess with Liverpool. Don't mess with Liverpool because they will cut you. They will cut you. They don't play in Liverpool. Okay, let me see here. Well, I don't think I have anything else to share, but yeah. But yeah, one of the videos I posted last night. Now, most of the music that I use is in the, well, actually, not most, all of it is in public domain, and it came with the program that I used, the iMovie. But just the same, when I try to post some videos, I get a what do you call that? It's not a strike against the account, but I get a copyright thing, which is so silly because I appeal it, and then they will, like say, oh, okay. So right now I have several copyrights. None of them are a strike against the account. They tell you that up front, but it's like they, I guess the AI think it sounds like somebody else's music, but it's not. And so I go through all the trouble, and I hate to edit it out of the video because it's relevant to the actual video. So I don't want to edit it out. So yeah, the last couple times I appealed, they judged in my favor. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But yeah, that is one of the reasons why it's very difficult to be as creative as a person wants to be on YouTube, because everything is a potential copyright strike. If you use any music, right? Or if you use, like, for instance, the other video of Kate trying to speak, I had to stop using that because I kept getting strikes, and they think it sounds like a song, but it doesn't. So I had to appeal it. I'm just like, no, I can't sit this out. I'm going to appeal it and see what happens. Let me see here. Hello, Rachel. What is that? Mara? Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Lori B. Okay, if nobody has anything else, I think I am going to skedaddle. So our last word of the day will be, oh, Sonia Johnson, have you been a member for 13 months? I didn't see it come up, but thank you so much. And I really, really appreciate you being here. I'm very grateful for that. I mean, you guys could be any place else in the world, and here you are spending a Saturday evening or Sunday morning with us here at Royal Sussex. Don't forget the link for the t-shirts are at the top of the chat. As a matter of fact, I will go back to that particular, I'll go back to the t-shirts just in case you missed it. There are t-shirts. You can get one just like Meghan is wearing in that photo. There we go. There it is right there. So if you want one of those community motherhood shirts, and that's stressing unity and community, if you want one of those, there is a link at the very top of the chat for you. Okay. Happy Mother's Day, Pam Porter says, everyone. Thanks, Mods, for our safe space. Amen to that. Thank you very much. Good night, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much. Good night, Edna Richardson. Anastasia Isabella. Yeah, don't worry, you guys. I can't think of anything else I meant to share, so you're not going to miss anything. I promise. Yeah, I promise. Deirdre Mikey, thank you so much. All right. You know, I was looking at a video earlier of Shaka Khan, and Shaka Khan is brutally honest, in case you guys don't know that. She said that she said something, you know, how you have a self-image of yourself. And she said that she has a very poor self-image of, and I don't want to get the words wrong, and like she doesn't feel good about herself, but the way she identifies what's a good look for her, she said that she doesn't feel like she is very good at knowing what's best for her to wear. And she said what a lot of people have been thinking, and I have said it myself, that Aretha Franklin seems to have suffered from that. And that's what she said. She said, Aretha and I, both of us, we have the talent, but we don't necessarily translate it into what we wear. And she said, I'm just as guilty of ordering a size 6 of something that I shouldn't wear in the first place. And she even implied that Aretha does the same thing or did the same thing. And I was so glad to hear her say that, because I have been trying to articulate my feelings about Aretha's tackiness for years, and I just didn't know how to put it. I just kept calling her tacky, but she truly did not have the eye to know what to and what to not wear. So, yeah. Well, and you know what? That singer Sam Smith, throw him into the pile, although he's not really talented as far as I'm concerned. I think he sounds horrible. But have you seen some of the get ups he's been wearing lately? I mean, he's been putting some Harry Styles outfits on his Joe Lunchbucket body, and it is not cute. It is like putting a bikini on a pig. I mean, it's just not cute. Some of the stuff that Sam Smith has been wearing, is, I'm like, that looks very Harry Styles, but it looks more like it's on Barney Rubble. So yeah, Barney Rubble should not wear a Harry Styles outfit. Oh man, I mean, I just look at it sometimes. I'm like, that's nasty. Ugh, he looked nasty. Ugh, that's nasty. Oh, my eyes, my eyes. So, yeah, that is kind of scary. But Shaka Khan was very honest about it, and I applaud her for that. And then the other thing that she said, and she said she's actually said it to the person. She asked Mary J. Blige when she covered Sweet Thing, what were you thinking? And she said, well, she said, what time of day did you sing the song? She said, about 8 o'clock in the morning. She said, that's the problem. She said, you don't sing anything at 8 a.m., especially not Sweet Thing. And that was the one song that really put me off with Mary J. Blige was Sweet Thing. If you're going to cover a song, cover the song. Cover it with the anointings and the blessings, but please cover the song. And it was just nothing about her singing that song that made me feel good about it. Some songs should never be touched, and some people should never touch the songs that they sang. Okay? They just should not touch it. Leave it be. Leave it be. Um, yeah. The last thing I want to see is Sam Smith back that thing up. I don't want to see Sam Smith backing that thing up. I don't even want to see it going forward. I definitely don't want to see it going back. Oh man. I mean, the caucasity of looking at Sam Smith trying to twerk, that is just frightful. And getting all down and grinding with the backup dancers. I thought I was gonna upchuck. Oh man. Let me see here. But yeah, there you go, you guys. If you want those t-shirts, you can use the link at the top of the chat. If you want those nails, I guess you'd have to try to get in touch with her. Ingrid Sword says, I am 72 years old and do not understand extra, what is that? Extra paying super at all? What is paying super? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, I do not know what that is. Is that a person? TV says, you would think Shaka Khan would have better taste. Isn't Kanye her nephew or something? Um, well, like she was being very honest, TB. She said, "I don't have it." She said, "I don't have it." She said sometimes, like for instance, Whitney Houston, great singer, never could dance. So sometimes you have something and other things you don't. And then there's some people that's just all around, Sammy Davis Jr. could sing, could dance, and all kind of stuff. But some people can is a triple threat, and some people are just have that one thing. And so dressing, fashion, and stuff like that was just never something that she could. Uh, oh, what is that? Ingrid Sower says, I'm 72 years, don't understand the extra pan super at all. Uh, the super stickers, how do you mean? Um, okay. Leg says, how could the royal family hijack Eurovision like this? I know Ukraine was supposed to host. Just because it is in the UK doesn't mean it needs you. Pathetic. Wait, pathetic. Thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. Let me see here. And Donna Reese says, late to the podcast, wishing all the Mother's Day, mother in laws, aunts, stepmoms in the squad, and all around the world. Happy Mother's Day to Archie and Lily's mama, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Thank you so much, Donna Reese. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. Quadruple threat. Yeah, some people are a quadruple threat. Okay. Mary J. Blige. I used to say the name about the covers, but the same that is about the covers. But I've realized through my students that is a way for them. Yeah, Two Rivers Power. That is true. That is true. I agree with you. That is a way to. I mean, and especially if you have the publishing rights as a songwriter, is a way for you to get some more recognition for your work. But yeah, I agree. But I just, it grated on my nerves. And even Shaka Khan said, and let me say this though, Shaka Khan did stress that she and Mary J. Blige have the kind of relationship where they could have that conversation. And, and I'm glad that that is the case. But it's I think most people are pretty unanimous in the idea that that song, please don't mess with it. Just don't. But I agree. I mean, there's a lot of songs that I got to know because someone covered the song, and I am grateful for it. And if you can go and find that song and you could find out you love it more than the original, that's also a good thing. So, yeah. That young lady on what was that Glee Club on Glee? Was it Glee? The one that sang is there something Michelle, the one that specialized in singing Barbara Streisand. There was never a moment when I said to myself, I would rather hear her than hear Barbara Streisand. And even though sometimes you couldn't tell one voice apart, the point is that's and Barbara Streisand. Let me tell you, Barbara Streisand is in a league of her own. I tell you, what that woman could do with a song back in the day was nothing less than extraordinary. But when Gladys Knight covered her song, Gladys Knight covered it her way. And if you ask me, I could take either one of them. I could take either one. I don't like one over the other. One was an experience in one way, and the other one was a whole nother experience. But they were both amazing songs. And that was, of course, Singing the Way We Were. That I could take either one of them. Gladys made it her own. And I think the way that happened was, I never knew this, but that particular award season, Gladys Knight was doing a presentation for the awards, Gladys Knight and the Pips. And she actually sang portions of all the songs that she was presenting. And I'm assuming that that is the reason that someone said, well, Gladys, you know, you need to record that yourself, right? I think that's the way that happened. If you guys know for sure, let me know in the comments. Or in the chat rather. But I do believe that's the way it worked, because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's why that happened. Yes, Barbara. Barbara. Oh, such a beautiful voice. Oh, I'm sorry. I went the other way. Where am I at here? Baron, do you think King Chucky is going to be the last king? No, no. Even if they are exiled from the country, there is always going to be someone who claims that they are the rightful heir and monarch. The king of Greece lived in exile, but he was still the king of Greece. He just did not have a nation anymore, and I'm okay with that. I love the nostalgia of, you know, that's actually the so and so of the so and so. I don't mind that so much. But when you have um, when you have so much power and influence that it causes hurt to other people, then you probably need to move on. And people have done a lot of damage in the name of the queen, and that seems to be something that is going to continue in the name of the king. And I don't think that's right, because if you're going to do that, then you're not just a constitutional monarch, you're a pain in the neck, and you probably need to go. So, yeah, there will always be someone who is going to get excited about that person's position, even if they have no power. I'm sorry, that person's titles, even if they don't have any power, any real power. When I booked a flight with British Airways, it asked me my title. I had never booked a ticket where they ask you your title, but they want to know if you're Lord and Lady so and so. And I'm convinced that because they saw my name, I may have gotten an upgrade because of that being my legal name. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but perhaps that's the reason I got an upgrade on BA. Now, I didn't get an upgrade going, but I got an upgrade coming back. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But it'd be fun to believe that that was the case. Let's see here. Uh, Barbara Streisand, Diana Ross, last two I want to say. Okay, very cool. Very cool. I like Diana Ross. Let's see. Sir Pegalot uh, desperately wants to be king. Let him and Dirty Temper devour one another. Oh, man. Let me see here. Okay. Uh, Let me see. William, the way that William keeps undermining Charles openly is unprecedented, issuing kingly decrees and proclamations. Actually, I think it's pretty typical. I think it's pretty typical for a Prince of Wales to be so meddlesome. When Mad King George was drifting in and out of his madness, the prince became the prince regent very fast. When he first tried to do it, they wouldn't let it happen. But then the second time, that he went kind of cuckoo. They, gave in to him. But yeah, the Prince of Wales, or yeah, the Prince of Wales. It's not unusual for them to be so meddlesome. I don't think that's a surprise. I'm pretty sure that's happened before. Really? I never heard that before. I never heard that before. That's interesting. The first time ever I saw your face, I felt the earth moving right, and I knew. Oh man, what a beautiful song! What a beautiful song! And then I started messing with it. Let me see, Baron. I was obsessed with the movie Mahogany when I was a little girl in the 1980s. They let us watch anything. Yeah, and the thing with the Candle Kim, I think that kind of my young mind wasn't sure what was going on, and still, now I'm just like, ugh, ugh. Um, and I'll tell you that movie was it was very groundbreaking. It was very groundbreaking, I think, featuring an African American woman in that type of movie, and it stands the test of time. It was a great movie, and I would like to see a modern version of it. I would like to see an updated version of it, um, just to see what they would do with it. And it's one of those movies, if you ever wanted to go to Paris, that really made you want to go. Pam Porter says the monarchy is facing an existential threat. Pam Porter, what did we say about big words? I almost didn't get that one. Let me try that again. Ooh, boy, I tell you, I came close. I thought extinction. Okay. The monarchy is facing an existential, big word, threat with the coming demographic changes, no matter how many attempts they make to appeal to young people. Phew, Lord have mercy. Where are you coming with these big words? Demographic, existential. What are you trying to do? Give me a headache? But yeah, it is very true, Pam Porter. They are in trouble and they know it. If the monarch takes the position of organizations such as the Archwell Foundation and the hard work and dedication like Prince Harry and Princess Meghan, I would tolerate them. Yeah, Teresa McDougal, that would be the smart way to go, except they're not allowed to be political. And even given, like, if they give away food, like a massive amount of food, it can be considered political by some of the more conservative, more Tory people. Even though I think public support would be great, and I think it's the right thing to do, but um, if they ever started giving up assets to help people, I think it would help to make the monarchy popular. But then, like for instance, housing is such a crisis, and you find out, especially if you watch Novara Media, you find out that a lot of people um, in government are actually landlords themselves, and they don't want to reform housing. It's awful to think that people are bleeding citizens of their um, money for housing. I mean, so like 2/3 of your income going for housing to keep your family or to keep yourself housed somewhere is outrageous. And if you really want to help society, decent, affordable housing, they won't do it. They simply won't do it. and they don't care how high the price goes. As long as there's someone who will pay it, then they will, ignore the cries of help from people, and that is truly, truly sad. It's tragic. Um, to have an open and free society, you have to have a very strong middle class. You have to have a very strong working class, and without those, the other side of that is anarchy, and they are sailing perilously close to the window with this one. If they really want to save society, you don't need Brexit. You need affordable housing. That's the best place to start, because if you lower those housing prices, that would free up money. I'm talking about rentals and otherwise. That would free up more money for other things. And with rent and food and fuel simultaneously rising at the same time, that is um, that's a nightmare. So that is my suggestion: is start with the housing and work your way out from there, because that is the biggest problem that people have, is the housing costs. And then I don't know if you guys have heard this, that there is a catastrophe happening with used cars, with the car market. People are paying on average 700 and something, like over $750, I think it is, for their car payments. An astronomical amount of money. And a lot of those people, now, are you guys sitting down? Have you ever heard of a 96-month car note? 96 months on a car loan. You heard me right. 96 months for a car loan. 96. It is happening. And not necessarily a new car. The only way at these interest rates to get people into a car with a certain level of payment is to extend the monthly payments out to 96 months. You heard me correct. 96 months. I didn't even think that was possible. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. 96 months. There's a few car channels that I follow, and it's about the car industry. And because so many people took those STEMI checks and went and bought cars they couldn't afford, um, they find themselves in a lot of trouble right now. And it's bad enough that they just took those big car notes because, I don't know, they must have thought the money was never going to end. But then on the other side of that, the rent went up, the fuel went up, the food went up. Yeah, it is like buying a house, but it's true. 96 months. What? 96 months with a monthly payment of $800. My niece got a used car for that price. Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, it's a real thing. It is a real thing. So, think about this. If the car breaks down, will you be able to pay it? Um, the insurance. Are you paying your insurance? And of course, the tags on your vehicle. Are you paying for your tags? So, if you don't have the proper tags, you may get a ticket while you're driving it. You may get a ticket while it's parked. And also, if you're not making those car notes, you may get your car repossessed. And right now, they have so many cars that have been repossessed. So the advice from people in the industry is that if you are interested in buying a car, new or used, wait. wait, wait. If you can, wait. Or buy from someone you know, wait. Because it is an artificially high price on all of these things. And a lot of people are getting themselves in trouble. And some people need their cars. They really, really need those cars. And still, that's happening. So I have to say that is just, I really, really feel for anyone who's in that situation. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault. The car dealers convince people that that's just the way it is. It's because of the pandemic. Well, that excuse is gone, but they're still gaslighting people into these high car notes because of that. And they are sitting on top of inventory, selling, like they'll have a handful of cars up front, and they'll have like 5 or 10 times the amount of cars stored away somewhere just so that they can maintain this idea of a scarcity so that the consumer is more likely to pay more for it. Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is a real thing and it's very sad. You guys know that I am very pro consumer, pro working class, and that's where my loyalty is. And I speak truth to power when it comes to stuff like that. It's really breaking the promise of a what is it? The Constitution says secure the blessings of liberty and promote general welfare and so on and so forth. Yeah. Let me see here. Holy crap, that's about 76,800 over the life of the loan. Yeah. Yep. 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 That's outrageous. And people, a lot of people are just walking away from the cars. They're walking away from them. And let's look at it like this. So you walk away from the car. This is one of the scenarios that I heard is that when you walk away from the car, you default on the loan, you ruin your credit, but before you let the car go, you have already gone to another place and put $1,000 down and gotten the next car. But getting a car loan is not as easy today as it was before the pandemic. During the pandemic, yes, it was never easier than during the pandemic. But now, um, yeah, you guys, um, I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm gonna find a link for the car guy that I watch, and I will put the link on the channel and let you hear him say it. A matter of fact, there's a couple of them that I follow, but I'll let you hear them say it. But apparently, as we've heard mentioned by one of the squaddies just now, it is a real thing. When I first heard that 96 months, I was shocked. I was shocked, but apparently it's real. Uh, okay, yeah, this ought to be helpful for you guys. Let me see here. And the quality of cars that are available are a disaster. The quality of the cars that are available are disgusting. Oh, Laverne Lockhart, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. And of course, for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. Okay, there's that one. Okay, I'm going to give you one more. Oh, yeah, this guy right here. Um, yep. He's good. I found this guy just last night, and you guys talk to the young people about their finances because it's a conversation that needs to be had. It really is. Oh, and by the way, Shelly L, thank you so much for that super chat. And Sean says, and a $50,000 car has a markup of 30,000. Now the car is $80,000. They are ripping people off big time. Yes, yes, they are. They are. And then they are charging an outrageous amount of money for, okay, if you guys remember during the pandemic, there was a chip shortage. And with the chip shortage, there was a shortage of cars. And if you wanted to be at the front of the line when it comes to buying a new car, then you would have to pay over sticker. Well, now the dealers are so dependent because when they had a shortage of cars, you guys, the dealerships had never made more money. I'm going to tell you, they never made more money than they made during the pandemic. The perfect storm. They had stimulus checks coming toward them. They had tax returns. That's a big season for car sales. And they also had the excuse of a lack of inventory because of the chip shortage. They are still pretending as though there's a shortage. That's a lie. The shortage of vehicles is gone. Now, I hope I'm not boring you guys with this topic, but listen, Elon Musk lowered the price of the Teslas. So let's say you bought a Model Y, and I'm just going to throw this number out there, for $70,000, only for him to lower the price to about $50,000 or $40,000. For a while, people were willing to pay well over the amount for a new Tesla. And you may have paid $50,000 for your Tesla only to find out that now you can buy a new one for about $35,000 and you're still stuck paying that loan for $65,000. And in less than a year, now the inventory, the car market is flooded with Teslas. Every time you walk out the house, there's a Tesla. There's a Tesla. So this is, as they say, knowledge is power. So I'm just passing the word on because I want you guys to have these conversations with anyone who wants to buy a car if they can wait, and not everybody can wait, but if they can wait, they really should, because right now they are overcharging for them. Let me see. You say you don't get the Tesla? Oh, they don't get me. Okay. I'm sorry. What is that? I don't get. Don't get me. Oh, started on the Tesla. Okay. Yeah, don't get me started. Oh man. Let me see. Teresa McDougall says, "Oh my God, that's crazy." And we thought we had it bad in Canada. I must say, I am most fortunate. I don't have a car payment, only insurance. And the insurance is, the car insurance, the car insurance. My God, the car insurance. If you want full coverage, you're going to pay. I just bought a 2023 Honda Pilot 50K. 3.9% interest, 48 months. You can get a good deal. Just keep shopping. I had to wait for it to be built, but I am happy with my purchase. Yeah, very good. Very good. That is very, very cool. And I'm glad. Let me see here. Oh, Andrew says, Aaron, my Ford is calling me to offer me 60,000 for my 2019 for my F-150 for Texas Edition trucks. I got 120,000 miles because I'm a travel nurse. Oh, very cool. Thank you for the work you're doing, by the way. Um, well, that was a strange thing during the pandemic is that people, okay, if you leased a car, right, and you leased it just before the shortage, they were calling people to not calling them, but hoping that they would return the car because of the shortage. The dealers were going to make a huge markup on certain cars, and of course, being a leased car, you're trying to keep the mileage low so you don't get the penalty, right? And even new cars, I remember an Uber driver told me, she said that the dealer offered to put her in a newer model if she would trade it in. But the thing is, they were not going to give her the same car note that she had before. They would not promise that, so she didn't trade it in. But the people that really made out like a bandit, oh, good night, Pamela. Um, oh, not Pamela, Ingrid. Good night, Ingrid. Happy Mother's Day. The people who really made out like a bandit, if you were leasing a vehicle and you bought it, you could sell it and make like $20,000, depending on the car, of course. You could make an extra $20,000 because there was such a shortage, and people know that the lease cars are so well maintained that a lot of people took the option of buying the car and they purchased it and then sold it for a hefty profit. So that was a thing. And all this time, people are like, oh, you lease your cars? You lease your cars? Yeah. Well, I'm not me personally, but I'm just saying some people thought that was kind of crazy to lease a vehicle, because you have to be so careful with them. But for anyone who was leasing at the time of the pandemic, that was money well spent. That was an investment that you didn't even know you made. So yeah, this is a real thing, you guys. So again, like I said, I put three different links. One of the guys, he's not a car person, but he just talks sound financial advice. The African American gentleman, that was the last link that I posted. But the other two, they are purely talking about the catastrophe with the car loans and the car industry and banks and such. And like the quality of cars that come to the auctions now are dreadful. They are dreadful. They're not the top picks. They're not the cream of the crops. So, yep, I saw the blue dress gate. I saw the blue dress. I made a conscious decision not to share it because my nerves are bad. And yeah, I did not want to go there because Kitty is working my nerves. Kitty is working my nerves, so I decided to ignore it today. And it's everywhere you look, you see that big stupid grin, and I'm like, oh, this girl is giving me gas. You see that big stupid grin looking back at you, grinning jackass. Let me see. Teresa McDougall says, I have a Nissan Altima. The insurance is $800 monthly due to my great driving record with my daughter on it. Wow. Yeah. 800. Yeah, it is what it is. So you pay that for 4 months. You wait, 800 is, wait a minute, and insurance is 800 monthly. So you only pay that for 4 months, and then you got 2 months that you don't pay, right? And then you got to do that again the next time around, right? Let me see here. Okay. I know because I get my car serviced and detailed every 3 months at a Ford dealership. I have a platinum package. Truck is paid off. Very cool. Very cool. I've seen that platinum package. Very, very cool. Manello says, I am only paying car insurance, but it's killing me. I'm now paying double the amount I paid at the beginning. I'm not selling it. It will it will be my grandson's starter car. In a few years, I am buying another. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, car insurance is outrageous. Oh, you guys, Florida, they say people that live in Florida, the house insurance because of the hurricanes, the insurance in Florida, even if you don't live on the coast, it doesn't even matter. Everybody's paying a lot there. And I said that's like one of the worst things in Florida is having to pay that insurance. And you definitely, oh, wow, see there? I you probably typed that before I started talking about it. Let me see. Home insurance in Florida is going up. Flood insurance is expected to increase by 100%. Wow. 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 That is awful. I'm so sorry. Huh. Okay. Let me see. Didn't leave until now. Oh, we've been talking about car insurance, car payments, financing and such. That's all. Let me see here. Don't envy the youth. Wages have gone up since 1999, and I was making $20 an hour and thought I was living it up. It's less now. Wow. Yeah, wages have been stuck for like over 20 years. Wages have been frozen. The average pay for certain positions have not increased with the inflation at all. Yeah, they got to do something about the housing though. There's not enough affordable housing. I was just having a conversation with someone about the immigration, and I was just like, there's no sense in pushing against it because they're here, they're not leaving. Put them to work, and let's hope they vote Democrat. That's about all you can hope for. You're not going to get a million people, 2 million, 12 million people. 12 million people are not about to leave unless we turn into the type of country we don't want to be. So might as well get used to it because they're here. And you know what? There's a shortage of so many positions. Best put them to work. That's all I can say is put them to work. They want to work, put them to work. No sense in pushing against it. It's a reality now. Let me see here. Oh, you pay 800 a year. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I wonder if he ever accidentally calls her Megan. Do you think? Do you think William ever accidentally calls Kate Megan? Meg. Oh man. I mean, the way they do all this cosplaying is kind of weird and bizarrely kinky in some way. Okay. HGTV with all the house flipping, right? Louisiana insurance is through the roof for car insurance. Many companies have stopped covering homeowners insurance. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, most people I know lease their cars. Well, I never thought about it myself, but the way things are now, it would be nice to walk away from it in a couple of years rather than be stuck with it. That way, is if you're paying too much for it, then at least you're not with it for 96 months. Let me see, but people still vote Republican in Florida. The weather gets worse every year because Republicans keep allowing fossil fuel companies to abuse our environment. Yeah, they said that if you were able to plant a forest in the Sahara Desert, that it would actually cause a climate change that would turn the Brazilian rainforest into a desert. Now, I don't know how true that is, but there is a ripple effect. And so, yeah, it would change the climate because the way things are, the earth is used to one being this and the other being that. So, but yeah, there is the unintended law of consequences. And if I guess if you change one, it would definitely hurt the other. Oh, okay, you guys, it's 8 o'clock here, so I am going to go. This has been a very interesting conversation, you guys, and I may have a financial person on one of these days. We'll do something like just we'll see how it go, and then if especially since this person um, is discuss things like retirement and stuff like that. So I told her that I would like to invite her, but that will be sometime from now, I'm sure. But she's a CPA and she handles stuff like that. So it is something that needs to be discussed. And as you guys know, as I am a baby boomer, I feel very protective of other baby boomers. So um, it is good to have these conversations because it's a way of protecting ourselves from everything from exploitation to consumer fraud and in particular old-fashioned theft. So it's good to have these conversations with your loved ones because we have to look out for each other. Sean says uh, this is by design. Klaus Schwab, very evil man, said you will own nothing and you're going to like it. Can't afford insurance on your home. They take it. Uh, really, who is Klaus Schwab? Schwab? I don't know who that is. Is he like a finance guy? But yeah, the shortage of housing. Uh, I believe that that's deliberate. If there was a politician who ran on a platform to build affordable housing, if there was someone who could deliver that, especially for people in Britain, um, it doesn't make sense the lack of housing in Britain. That is a product of pure evil. Um, if there was a politician in Britain who promised to build housing, that person would definitely be prime minister in no time. Yeah, build housing for people, and you will win the day. My head looked like Pop Staples. I promise you. Oh, by the way, thank you, Sean, for the super chat. My head looked like Pop Staple. My hair is getting whiter by the minute. Uh, oh man, but thank you. Oh, really? I've been watching Hugo. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for him. Was that a recent video? I will have to look for him. But I'll go through his menu and see what I can find. Oh, okay, okay. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into this person. All right, I will. I will definitely look into it. Even stuff I'm not necessarily sold on. I like a good conspiracy, but there's always an air of truth in all of that stuff. So I never discount anything. All right, you guys. So our last word of the day will be pop staples. All right, and also we cannot forget our queens. Never forget our queens. Our beloved Diana, our queen of hearts, and of course, the rock, the queen of everything, Doria. Remember, the link for the t-shirts are at the top of the chat. And as Joyce Myers would say, remember, there is life in the word. Okay. And with that, I am going to I'm going to hit the Ginger Avenger and go eat something because I'm kind of hungry now. And I will see you guys Mother's Day here in the US tomorrow. Okay? All right. Love you guys and good night. Where are we? Hopefully I'll be on earlier tomorrow. I better be.